Good morning and welcome back to our Sunday school class. Welcome back, Lanee. Lanee's back.
I'm here.
Now we have someone to turn our camera on and off.
And to temper y'all's distractibility.
We were
Yes.
fine. I saw more good comments when you were gone.
Really?
Anytime
You
that she was there. No,
You
I
were
didn't look.
cold.
No, you didn't even look.
Well, yeah, of course I was on my phone when you keep texting
Okay.
me all through Sunday school.
So we're gonna.
Yes, I did. I had my watch.
Anyway,
So what we're gonna start off is a little trivia. Okay. Okay, there's one on that side. We'll do the other side. All right.
Once
Okay.
again, I'm compared to Lanee and lose.
It's trivia. It's not a sword drill.
I know I'm going to lose this too.
No, you're not. It's about what we've been talking about.
I don't.
Okay, anyway.
moving on.
How was the woman with the issue of blood healed?
She touched the hem of Jesus' garment out of faith.
Okay. How about I just do back and forth? Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, what woman got up and did chores after she was healed?
Peter's mother-in-law.
Yes. Okay, Lanee. Where did Jesus do his first miracle?
The wedding at Cana. He turned wine into water into wine.
We're already out the ruler's house.
Hey, Bill, when Jesus healed the blind man at Bethsaida, what did he say the people looked like?
Wait, who said who? Jesus or?
Jesus healed the blind man at Bethsaida. What did the blind man say the people looked like when he first touched his eyes? Mark?
Do you know this?
Yes. Mark 8:22 through 26. Mark 8.
They look like walking cauliflower.
No.
Trees.
Trees.
What?
Yes, trees. Mark. That's what I said. Mark
How
8.
do you know what trees look like, though?
Maybe he imagined what trees look like.
He was way off.
I mean, if he said people look like trees, he probably was a little off.
Well, you didn't. You haven't
Yep.
seen.
I see men as trees walking. Well, he probably felt trees before.
Yeah, he does. He has been walking around. I don't know.
See, I lose every time.
No, it's all right.
You
All
don't
right,
try.
Lanee.
Timmy can't
What?
scare me.
Was the affliction of the man Jesus sent to the pool Solomon?
He was born blind. And he also had clay on his
Oh.
arm. That was definitely not.
Okay, Bill. This is not bad. This isn't easy. When Jesus healed the paralyzed man, what did the man pick up and carry home?
It's either his bed or his couch.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
It depends on
Yeah.
what book of the Bible you read.
If it's Luke, it's the
The
couch.
couch.
If it's whatever other book, it's bed.
Okay, Lanee, where did Jesus heal the man that's paralyzed for 38 years?
At the pool of Bethesda.
Okay. Last one. Which hand did Jesus heal the man with? Which hand did Jesus heal the man with the withered hand? Which hand was it?
I think it was right.
Yes, it was. Mark 3:1-6.
Laney gets, what was Jesus' first miracle? And I'm like, the
Well, you
tiniest
got easy
detail.
questions.
Yeah, like.
One, and then now it's like,
Oh, I skipped one.
Oh,
How many years was the woman with the issue of blood?
well,
yeah, see, there's that. And then there's which hand was the man with the withered hand?
well, that's in the scripture.
It is, I remember.
And the
it.
other
I
stuff
know.
is details too. I mean,
Yeah,
but
I
a
got
lot of them are
difficult
really.
questions.
I see man walking against trees. I don't remember that. I just remember.
Well,
the
I
other.
remember it very clearly. So,
That was just a little bit of trivia.
refresh our memory.
Yes. So let's look at the man with the finish. I thought we finished the man with the withered hand.
We
Well,
could
we-
have finished it. We just It didn't
I'm
talk
not
about
sure
it very
exactly how
long.
far you guys got because.
Alright, so-
off your Sunday schools. Right before the end.
Mark 3, 1 through 5.
We definitely did it.
And then Luke 6, 6 through 10. I remember doing it.
I'll get Luke.
But I don't know how much we talked about it.
Okay.
The lady wasn't here to talk about it, so it was a lot more interesting. I mean, it's going
Withered
to be a
Hand.
lot more interesting, is what I'm trying to say.
9. Okay, so Mark. It's only 4 verses in each Mark and Luke. So 3. Who has Mark 3,
I do.
1 through 5?
Nope, I have Mark 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. And he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand. And they watched.
I remember it now. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day, that they might accuse him. And he saith unto the man which had the withered hand, Stand forth. And he saith unto them, Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath day, or to do evil, to save life, or to kill? But they held their peace. And when he looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored whole as the other.
Okay.
And I guess it's kind of. And the Pharisees went forth and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him.
All right. All right. Luke.
And it came to pass also on the Sabbath that he entered into the synagogue and taught, and there was a man whose right hand was withered. And the scribes and Pharisees watched him, whether he would heal on the Sabbath day, that they might find an accusation against him. But he knew their thoughts, and said to the man which had the withered hand, Rise up and stand forth in the midst. And he arose and stood forth. Then said Jesus unto them, I will ask you one thing, Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good or to do evil, to save life or to destroy it? And looking round about upon them all, he said unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he did so, and his hand was restored, whole as the other. And they were filled with madness, and communed one with another with it. For some reason the word madness is so funny to me when it's not referring to like someone being crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like their madness, their angriness, you know? It just sounds weird.
Well, so we talked about this last week. Luke gave a little more detail about the man and his hand because of him being a physician.
Yeah.
So even though there's only 4 scriptures that talk about it, Luke's scriptures were very, very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
But of course they're different. How they talk about everything. How is it lawful to do good on Sabbath days, or to do evil, to save life, or to kill? So he said, where did he go? Oh. I will ask you one thing. Is it lawful on the Sabbath days to do good or to do evil, to save life or to destroy it? Destroying something and killing something are 2 different things to me. Because you could destroy something without it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like if you would have destroyed the man's hand, the man would still be alive.
Yeah.
But
killing, no, you just do it.
Yeah.
But it's just the way they do how they.
I don't think if it was his left hand, they would have said anything about it, to be perfectly honest. Because, like, that was very important, too. Because, like, you know, I'm
lots
right.
of superstition for the Jews surrounding the left.
Well, but in general, I'm right-handed. If my right hand was withered, I couldn't do anything. You know, like.
Well, it wasn't.
I think it was harder for him to do anything.
I was gonna say with being right-handed, you did everything with that hand, and left-handed was not always.
There were less left-handed.
Yes. It was not. Yeah.
And even still, like a lot of
people,
things.
then everybody says they're bad.
A lot of things are tailored to the experience of right-handed people. Like notebooks are hard to write in for left-handed people because they have like binding on their hand all the time. Yeah, a lot of guitars.
Made for left-handed.
Baseball
Scissors.
gloves.
Yeah.
They do have left-handed scissors.
They do have more of those now.
My friend is left-handed. I was like, girl, what's wrong with your scissors? And I said, hold on, I forgot. Wrong hand, and then had to switch hands. Amani's left-handed, and when I watched her try to write in these, it's not easy. I mean, she does it because
Yeah.
she's a boss, but it's when you're writing with your left hand, like you was talking about the
Yeah.
And you're writing over what
Yes.
is just written, so you
yes,
can't see
it's
that.
like it's but
Charity Gale's left-handed.
yeah, she is. Left-handed people are unique, I believe, because you don't have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Everybody, you always find somebody that's right-handed,
Yeah.
and so
Right now, I think I know Curtis and John are both left-handed.
Amani,
Elizabeth.
my friend Claire,
Mm-hmm.
my Jose's cousin Tiffany, her little girl Callie, she's left-handed.
See, but then you keep going further and further out, and then like almost everybody else is right-handed.
Yeah,
So it probably he was most likely right-handed.
right-handed. Yeah, that's
So
probably
he
what
needed this hand. I mean, you can learn to do
But-
left-handed stuff, but it's difficult.
Yeah, me and Bill were saying, what was this man thinking? First, let's look at the setting around this man and his withered hand. Me and Bill were saying that it was a setup because it said, and they watched him whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day that they might accuse him.
Wow.
So they said,
What
we know this man with a withered
What a
hand
coincidence that this man with the withered
Withered
hand
hand
happened
was-
to be sitting on the Sabbath day
in the
synagogue.
front
Yeah.
because he saw him. And
He's just
so,
holding out his
he's
withered
like,
hand. It's right here.
They
Is this
probably
what-
paid him off or something.
is this
Yeah.
right? Well, they wanted to see if he was going to heal on the Sabbath day.
Well, they didn't have to pay him off because they're the leaders of the synagogue. They don't say exactly who they were, but we
Yeah, we know who they were.
But
Well, no, the scribes and Pharisees watched him, and Luke does.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
Luke
Luke-
said,
yeah.
yeah, it does. I remember that.
But they probably just told the guy, "Hey, sit up front." They didn't even tell him why. It's like, "Oh, look at this man with the withered hand. Here, you got to sit up front this week."
You want to not have a withered hand anymore? Go sit in the front.
No, they wouldn't have said that. They would have said, "Hey, listen, we just want you to sit in the front, and we'll see what happens."
The
I know
withered
you-
man,
I know you
the
usually
man.
sit in the back, but this time you don't want
Hey,
to.
little boy, you want another hand?
Well, and think though, it doesn't really say much about what the man thought or anything like that. But what if he already heard all the stories about Jesus healing people and healing on the Sabbath day? So he just agreed to their whatever their terms and stuff were, so
That's right.
he can be healed.
Right.
Well,
That's
And
interesting.
so it's
and it's
just
interesting that the Pharisees had faith that he would
he will heal him.
Yeah, so they could accuse him. You're like, yeah, he's got to heal
And
him.
if you look, this is right after Jesus has already. And it came to pass on the second Sabbath after the first. Okay, yeah, they listed
Yeah.
these right in a row because they were on different Sabbaths.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
it's the
They-
Pharisees.
He went through the cornfields, and the disciples plucked ears of corn and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. But certain of the Pharisees said to them, "Why do ye that which is not lawful to you on the Sabbath days?" And Jesus answering them said, "Have ye not read so much as this, what David did when himself was an hungered, and they which were with him, how he went into the house of God, and did take and eat the showbread, and gave also to them that were with him, which is not lawful to eat but for the priests alone? And he said unto them, that the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath."
Ooh,
And then right after that,
that's when
they put this story in.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does Mark say?
Mark's that thing about David is almost word for word, by the way, on that. I mean, never wrote what David did.
Yeah.
Mark didn't write what happened.
Mark did. It's just
He
the previous
did.
chapter.
That was a little bit before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and it
Okay,
came
have you
to
never
the
read what David
cornfields.
did? Okay, yeah.
That was almost.
Well, it
exactly
says
what-
how he went into the house of God in the days of Abiathar, the high priest, and did eat the showbread, which is not lawful. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but Mark
the Sabbath
said
was made for
man and not man for the Sabbath.
The
That's
first Son of
good.
Man is Lord also of the Sabbath. Yeah.
I like that. The Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. And then it says, therefore the Son of Man is Lord also of the
I
Sabbath.
like Luke's stuff. It's like, and then on another Sabbath day, it's like he's doing his own like mini series. It's Sabbath
Yes.
stories, you know.
Because it's almost like they were waiting again to see if he
Yeah.
was going to heal on the Sabbath day. Because he already
I've been
did.
sitting around all week. I'm a Pharisee. I'm just gonna go check out these. It's a Sabbath day. Might as well go see if anything happens. Now I can yell at him.
I mean, it's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, probably.
True.
There's probably no one around him any other day. You know,
I think
besides
this is a
Pharisees.
cool miracle, though. because
Yes.
It's like there's a lot that goes into the complete restoration of a withered hand.
Yeah, when you think like, okay, when people say withered hand, You know how when you're in the pool too long, how your fingers and all that stuff start getting like, what is that called? Pruny.
Yeah.
We say pruny,
Yeah.
but
I don't know what
it's like this
they get all wrinkled.
wrinkle. Well, withered. When you think of a withered hand, though, it's disformed. Is that the word I'm looking for? Deformed. I think it's kind of like because it's with your hand.
Usually when
You
it's
stretch your
withered,
hand out like this.
Yeah.
If it's withered, then
it
it's
starts
like
to draw
up like this. So
yeah.
I've seen people and their hands. They hold their hands like this, and they can't do anything with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
They can do this, but as far as like
They
going
can't
like this,
open
this, you know,
Yeah.
so they can't. Their hands are like that, and so this man, he couldn't. His hand wasn't able to give you a high five, maybe like a miniature fist bump. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
couldn't really, and so for him to be,
Willie.
And it was probably dry too.
yeah,
The
Because if
actual
it's
official
completely
medical
withered.
term for that is pruny fingers.
for real.
Yes.
Wow.
You
We
are.
good. We just thought
We
just
got
thought
it.
We got it.
All right, let's talk about another blind man.
There's in the Bible.
Yeah, they really are. This one is, I wrote down the scripture.
Bartholomew.
Bartimaeus, Matthew. Yeah. Because I was looking at all the blind man.
We never hear Bartimaeus ever again. I had to be a big
Matthew 9. It's only in Matthew 9. 27 to 31, I believe. Oh, that's 9.
Two blind men.
Is that what Matthew 9 is?
Yeah, 2 blind
27 to
men.
31, yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so why does it say? See, this is why I can't read this stuff sometimes.
You can't read.
Nope, not today. Sight restore. Oh, the 2 men. Okay.
Yes.
So we didn't talk about blind Bartimaeus though.
No.
Sight restored to a beggar. Okay, see, I haven't gotten down there. That's why. It's a little bit further down.
Yeah.
There's several blind men.
Yeah.
So let's talk about sight restored to 2 blind men in one story.
Truth in the price of one.
Matthew. Okay. 27. 31. It's only okay.
Yeah. And when Jesus departed thence, 2 blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. That sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was come into the house, the blind man came to him, and Jesus saith unto them, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, Yea, Lord. Then touched he their eyes, saying, According to your faith be it unto you. And their eyes were opened, and Jesus straitly charged them, saying, See that no man know it. But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all that country.
Okay.
That seems to be a common theme as well.
It really is. Okay. This right here, verse 29. Then touch he their eyes, saying, According to your faith be it unto you. Obviously, the faith that they had filled their eyes completely.
Because he said, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They said to him, Yea, Lord.
Right.
I mean, if Jesus walked up to me and was like, Do you think I can watch this? Like, yeah, I'm gonna believe you can do that. You know?
Here's the question though. So what if?
Jesus is just like, hey, bet.
What if though their faith only got their eyes halfway healed? You know what I'm saying? Because
But
we
they
like,
didn't
yeah.
have enough faith.
Yeah, and
vision
to where
was
they
really
could,
bad,
their
yeah.
vision was like,
That's
I
when
see
that guy,
trees.
that's when that guy saw trees, is because he only had half the faith he did.
Well, man's never seen a tree in his life. Give him a break.
Yeah, true. So
I
you
like
probably
how,
know
I
what a
like
tree
how
looks
Jesus
like.
went into a house, and so those people probably had
followed
to
him.
they probably had to check all 3 walls to find the door, though. And just like following him, have mercy on us, and then he goes into a house, and they're like feeling around the walls for the door.
Bill, stop.
But anyway, their faith made their eyes were open.
Because he said, According to your faith be it unto you. So as much faith that you got is going into your eyes.
Yes. So
So
that's all. That's
turn it
every
up.
bit of faith.
Turn it up.
That's every bit of faith. and they were healed. And
Yep.
no matter how many times you told them not to go tell anyone, he already knew they was going to anyway.
Right.
How can you not?
He just told them not to tell anyone because if he hadn't said that, then
Well,
the
no, they
blind
didn't
man might
say
have been
that,
like, well, you
though.
know, Jesus, you know.
See what he actually said. He didn't say don't tell anyone. He said see that no man know it. And they probably told a woman, and that's why it spread across the whole country.
Okay, see now, that's what we're not gonna do.
Okay, whatever. But it is true. He said see that no man know it. And
Yes.
It's like they probably
Well,
told their
it
wives.
said they
or
spread
their
their
husbands.
fame. They spread abroad his fame and all that kind of
Yeah, they did it. It wasn't.
Well, if you tell somebody, then say you wouldn't have had it.
Anyway.
Said anything.
Okay, so that was those two. There's not a whole bunch about them.
stuff. Yeah.
That's just those two. The other blind men, we're just going to try to get the blind men out of the way. Not literally, but we did the sight restored to a beggar.
Yeah, I think so.
Why does it say compared to Matthew? Okay. So let's do sight restored to a beggar. Luke, gracious alive, you gotta be kidding me. 10, 5, 18.
Oh,
Eight-
yeah.
yes. You should see. Look how it's written out.
Oh, it's all in Roman.
Yes, it's
numerals.
Roman.
Yeah,
No,
all
that's
these,
why. Yes.
that's why the references are sometimes messed up because
Yes, because
Roman
I.
numerals are
Yeah.
bad.
So let me make sure that was right. Okay.
5, 18.
Yeah, girl, I had to count.
Yeah.
Is it Luke 18:35 through 43?
Yes.
Page.
Okay, then it says compared to Matthew 20:29 through 34.
How old are you?
Wait, both of but it says both of them. Is it the same beggar?
Well, it probably said
Okay.
the same things.
Okay, so get Matthew. Then what was the other one?
Where's Matthew 20?
Matthew 20, and then Mark. It says Mark 10:46 through 52. Oh, that's Matthew.
Because the Matthew 21 is about two blind men again.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
O Lord, thou have mercy on us, O Lord, thou son of David. And the multitude rebuked them because they should hold their peace. But they cried the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, thou son of David. He stood still and called them and said, What will ye that I shall do unto you? They say unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. So Jesus had compassion on them and touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed. So that is different from the other blind men.
So there's the other blind man. Well, it says compare. It just said compare.
Yeah, okay.
So
the
Luke-
multitude rebuked them. Why?
Okay,
Well, it's like
Mark
blind
10.
Blind Bartimaeus.
I know,
disciple.
but they shouldn't. They should.
Well, that's why I said compare.
Shut up,
Yeah.
old man. Listen, you don't know what you're talking about.
Mark.
You want your sight back? Well, too bad. What's
Yeah,
up?
okay.
10,
The beggar
27,
is blind
31.
Bartimaeus.
See, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
the same one.
Hey, listen,
But they
you're
did it
disturbing the
different.
peace around here. We don't like hearing you.
All right,
yelling.
so
Trying to watch Jesus walk.
that's why I said compared to Matthew 20.
Yeah.
All right, so Mark. I don't remember which ones I gave y'all. Who has Mark 10:46 through 52?
I'm getting there. I have the Luke one too.
All right,
Wait,
cool.
what? I have Luke.
You got
I
Luke.
went to Luke.
Yeah.
so I
Okay.
didn't get them.
Yeah.
Mark 10:46 through 52.
Okay, this one actually says Bartimaeus.
Okay.
So that's where.
Yeah, this
Luke.
is-
Okay.
Thank
Mark first,
All right.
and then Luke.
And they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho, his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. Just
So
a
that's
side
the start
note.
of the song right
Just
there.
a side note. Why? It's kind of funny that
That
Mark
is-
referred to him as blind Bartimaeus after he knew he'd been healed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because he's writing this
Still
after
blind
all this
Bartimaeus.
happened. He's like, oh, you know,
That-
Maybe
blind
he wanted to
is
just
Bartimaeus.
tell who he was.
But that line is
Yeah.
literally the start of a country song. Blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus. And it's like,
I'm
it
well,
rhymes so well.
Well, it's literally Bar Timaeus, son of Timaeus. So
Well,
it
I
doesn't
know.
have an identity outside of Timaeus.
It's a nickname.
And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
His name is probably
many-
blind.
And many charged him that he should hold his peace, but he cried the more a great deal, Thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, Be of good comfort, rise, he calleth thee. They're like, oh, come on now that Jesus has called you. We were hating on you
I
before,
see what you
but
did, blind man. You made Jesus talk to you.
And he, casting away his garment, rose and came to Jesus. And Jesus answered and said unto him, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? The blind man said, Lord, that I might receive my sight. And Jesus said unto him, Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Okay.
Okay. Luke.
And it came to pass that as he was come nigh unto Jericho, a certain blind man sat by the wayside begging. And hearing the multitude pass by, he asked what it meant. And they told him that Jesus of Nazareth passeth by. And he cried, saying, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. And they which went before rebuked him that he should hold his peace. But he cried so much the more, Thou son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus stood and commanded him to be brought unto him. And when he was come near, he asked him, saying, What wilt thou that I shall do unto thee? And he said, Lord, that I might receive my sight. And Jesus said unto him, Receive thy sight, thy faith has saved thee. And immediately he received his sight, and followed him, glorifying God. And all the people, when they saw it, gave praise unto God.
Okay.
Why does all of your dialogue sound the same and extremely monotonous? Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Well,
Sounds
okay,
like a
so on Mark's, I
I'll
lost
put
it.
that I did the one.
What was it? Mark what?
Mark 10, 46 through 52.
Okay. Does
Probably
Mark?
because Luke found out his name was blind Bartimaeus, but didn't know what other to call him other than blind.
I noticed that people, when they talk about blind Bartimaeus and stuff like that, they kind of use
Which verse was it? Which
Luke's.
chapter?
46. 10,
They put-
46.
They put Mark and Luke's account together because Luke says at the end, and immediately he received his sight and followed him, glorifying God, and all the people, when they saw it, gave praise unto God. Mark doesn't mention the people's reaction. But have you noticed when people preach, you know, when people preach, they talk about blind Bartimaeus, how he, after he's healed, the song, he's walking and leaping and praising God.
Yeah.
That's kind of like stuff like that.
I also
So-
have an unrelated question. What would Bartimaeus' son be named? Bartimaeus?
Barbar.
So,
Bar-
is
bar-
that
bar-
how Jar Jar
bar-
Binks got his name? It's very similar.
Barbara Jesus. That's interesting.
Well, they
Because
probably
he
only.
didn't have a name other
But his
than...
name could have actually been blind if he was born blind.
It's not capitalized.
No.
Well,
That's just what
It'd be written.
Mark calls him, but why doesn't Luke mention his name?
yeah, sure they knew it, but like at that point, maybe.
Well, maybe...
He said a certain beggar.
Maybe not, because he can't have been like that famous in the community if they're referring to him by his father's name.
Then why does Mark know what his name is?
Because they were right there and he probably heard people like, oh, there's Bartimaeus. So he's probably well
Wait,
known.
Luke wasn't with him?
No.
No,
Makes
Luke,
sense.
because Luke wrote it later. That's
Yep.
why he has
That's-
names.
yep.
Because he
Makes
did like
sense.
the research with other
Yeah.
people. So
Makes
he
sense
probably
now.
had
I
to
understand
something
it
the
now.
event, but not the name.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, Luke, you left out a small detail what the man's name was.
And the multitude yelling, I am so confused by that.
I don't
Like,
see-
They literally are walking to like try to see Jesus heal people, and then this guy who's blind obviously wants to be healed, but they're like, "Hey, be quiet! If he says something, we want to hear him," because he's yelling
Well, I
too
mean,
loudly.
I don't know if
You're
it's
scaring
just,
the
I don't know if
kids.
it's just me, but like in church services, like if you're at youth camp, you know how at the beginning of the week you don't want to like get out there and praise God as much as you do at the end of the week because
Almost
you're
like
not
gotta get
comfortable. And there's always like that worry in the back of your mind,
Yeah.
like what if people think that I'm doing that for attention, or what if, you know? So maybe that was in action here, where they were like, oh, he's just yelling and we can't hear Jesus, and it's distracting to us, you know? Because that's always like the voice that's in the back of my mind.
Right.
Because it's like, what if I'm distracting someone? What if this isn't what the Lord wants?
That's true, but they've been with Jesus for a good
What's
while
funny
now,
is
Right.
the
You
and
think
fear-
they
people,
would...
Yeah, I know they're walking with Jesus,
and
the
it's
guy
a
who heals
multitude,
people.
so it's not like he's just walking with his 12 disciples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A multitude. What's a multitude?
Kind of interesting that the
Like,
Pharisees.
how many people is that?
The Pharisees
I don't
had
even know.
more faith that Jesus would heal somebody than the multitude did.
Like,
That's
for real?
true.
Yeah, they
For the
still
wrong reason, but still.
Yeah.
don't want anything.
Even the best thing, like, you know, because people say that the multitudes weren't really interested in Jesus, they just wanted to see him heal people. But in this case, they didn't even want to see him do that. Because he was a blind man who's pretty blind.
That's weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
And you know he's blind because he had to ask what was going on when he sees a whole bunch of, hey, what's going on? I can't see anything. And then,
I mean, there was a lot that, there was a lot of stigma surrounding just disabled people in general back in that time because, like, look at the lepers. They didn't do anything to try to figure out better conditions for them.
No, they just
couldn't do anything.
kicked them out.
Right.
Just put them out the gate.
So there was already a lot of inconsiderate actions surrounding disabled and chronically ill people.
well, but I will say there is a difference with leprosy than blindness because
There
leprosy is
Yeah.
literally contagious. It's
I
very
know, but they could have, like, there could have been things that were done, like make communities outside the city, you know, but instead they just had to make the best of what they had.
Yeah.
So something could have been done, but it wasn't.
It's just
That's
it's
good.
just another in a long string of things where if people have problems, then humanity just kicks them to the curb. Like
Right.
If there's anyone
So
that's
they
lower,
were
they're just
they
like,
were
"Ah."
less likely to consider him to be healed because also there was a lot of social stuff back then.
No.
So like your social status was everything because you know the Pharisees were reinforcing that. So already people are biased
Yep.
towards telling him just hold your peace. He'll get around you eventually.
Jesus saw otherwise.
Exactly.
So it's like, so, but, okay, so with this, right, but this, with
Maybe
with
if I just get
Bartimaeus,
mad at
though,
him too because he's interrupting his message.
What?
This is like-
with Bartimaeus, though, they told him to be quiet.
Yeah.
You know, when you are trying to get somewhere and somebody tells you that you can't do it, what do? You try harder. You get, you know, something in you, your determination is stronger than when you first started. Because someone said that you couldn't do it. They told him to be quiet, so he got louder. So what are you talking about telling me to be quiet? I won't get louder just because you told me to
Because
be
he
quiet.
knew what he wanted.
Right.
And he knew he could
And he
get
knew
it.
who, when he, it's almost like when he knew when he knew that it was Jesus, he was like, hello, you know, this is me, and I need to be healed too. And so it
And
made
it says
him,
a lot about how much faith he had.
Yes.
Even after he's got multitudes of people saying, hold your peace, be quiet.
Mhm, mhm.
And he's like, no, I'm getting to Jesus.
yes, I'm getting my healing today. He
Right.
came by here, and I'm about to get what I need. And then let us be like Bartimaeus. People will tell us, oh, well, your God can't do that. Or, you know, or
Bet.
you're not getting, right, you're not getting that healing, or the people be like, oh, that person is not going to make it. All right, God said, all right, let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what I can do.
For anyone.
Anybody, let me show you this.
Doesn't matter what their condition is. Doesn't matter how bad they
No,
are.
not at all. And we need to have that determination when we go and ask God for things. And be like, you know, there's so many people that have said this and have said that, but I'm coming to you, and I'm going to keep coming to you until they get what they need, or I get what they need, or what I need. And, you know, the woman that kept going back and forth, back to him, back. He got tired of her coming to him.
And it worked.
And it worked. She got what she needed.
Right.
So let us have the determination of Bartimaeus. When someone is telling us to stay quiet, reaching out to Jesus, continue to reach out.
Or witnessing to other people.
Yes.
Because then that'll encourage them
Mm-hmm.
to be as bold as you were. Even though maybe, like, if you're witnessing to someone and they're like, stop. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want to hear this. Just still, like, get the message to them in a loving way.
Right.
That can make all the difference for someone.
And with Jesus, too, thinking about Bartimaeus, he immediately wanted to know what he needed. Immediately wanted to know.
What
So-
wilt thou that I shall do unto thee?
Yes. So with Jesus, he wants to know what we need. You know, sometimes our wants are thrown in there too. And sometimes he will give us what we want. And then we go back and ask him for what we need. You know, it's kind of like,
And in Luke's account, And he said, Lord, that I may receive my sight. And Jesus said unto him, Receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee. And Mark it says, made thee whole. But in Luke it says, thy faith hath saved thee. Which is what he did with the man who was sick of the palsy, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He said, take up thy bed and walk, and he was saved.
Yes.
Not just healed.
Right.
Because of his faith.
Because you can have a healing. You can be healed of something and not be saved.
Right.
So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let us go and take that determination of Bartimaeus to when someone says that we can't get to Jesus, or Jesus is not hearing us, or we need to be quiet about Jesus.
We just gotta be like, all right, watch this.
Right.
Watch what my God can do.
Let me show you what my God can do, or what my God has done.
Mm-hmm.
But just let us have that determination that we're going to get to Jesus. No matter how many people say whatever they say. We're going to get to him, and he's going to hear us and give us what we need. So that is the end of our Sunday school lesson. We will come back next week and talk about some more of Jesus' miracles and what they've done for people. You know, a lot of times in these miracles, you don't always hear the person's healed that has been healed, their side of the story. And so we do what if, and different things. Just what if this person, the guy with the withered hand, there was no talk. He didn't talk about anything. But what was his story? But really hope you enjoyed our Sunday school lesson, and hopefully we'll see you in our Sunday morning worship service.